what's one thing that parents always stressed to you as a child? Always brush your teeth. It was one of those recurring lectures you'd get from your parents or educational TV programs. But meet the first and only video game, to the best of my knowledge anyway, that preached the importance of dental hygiene. Plaque Attack on the Atari 2600. Now before you get nervous, no, this isn't one of those quote-unquote educational games that sacrifices gameplay for the sake of a preachy moral commentary. It's just a simple shooter that subtly encourages you to practice good dental habits. You control a bottle of toothpaste inside a person's mouth, firing at random junk food to protect your teeth. There's hot dogs, hamburgers, fries, all that good stuff to rile your choppers. I know that the food in the toothpaste bottle aren't exactly scaled to size, but just go with it. It's an early 80s video game. At first, the food is really slow and doesn't move around all that much, but as time goes on, it picks up speed and they start zigzagging at random patterns. If one of these consumables gets a hold of a tooth, you'll only have a couple seconds to shoot it down before it rips the tooth out completely. You start out with 8 teeth, 4 on the top row and 4 on the bottom row, and the game continues until you lose all of them. After getting 2,000 points, you can get a bonus tooth, which will replace any missing teeth or just add new ones on the side if you already have all 8. How about that? If you brush well enough, you'll actually grow new teeth in places you never had them before. As you might expect from Activision during this time period, the game is pretty fun and has an addicting quality to it. But unfortunately, the controls have a major flaw that brings the whole game down. And it's not the general controls of basic movement and shooting that's the problem. It's the way they make you change direction. Because there are 2 rows of teeth to protect, you have to change your aim. To do this, you have to move the joystick in the opposite direction you're facing, but this prevents you from being able to back up. Instead, you'll have to move down and then change your direction again. I know that the Atari only has a joystick and 1 button, but this little quirk can be very awkward at times, especially when the game starts getting faster. The other complaint I have, which is less significant, is the simple lack of variety. It's the same screen the whole time, the colors don't even change, and although the pace picks up, the game itself doesn't change, so there's not a whole lot in terms of dynamics. One variation that does exist is a more difficult mode that skips over a majority of the overly easy portion of the game, and there's also an alternating 2-player mode. Plaque Attack was a pretty good idea on paper, and it's not that bad, but unfortunately it has a cavity that never really got filled.
And brush your breath at least 2 or 3 times a day with your teeth, and then, wash that face.